Right. So this is the line of sight bug. It's been in the game for several years. I think most players encounter it frequently. They just don't notice it because, you know, most players don't really... You know, when combat's hectic, you don't always see what's meant to be shooting what. But I've played a lot of Rimworld. I've played a lot of XCOM. I know they follow similar rules. I feel like the line of sight bug's gotten worse in 1.1/royalty. Partly due to mech clusters and the fact that a lot of the turrets basically aren't one tile anymore. You know, they're like 2x2, and it would appear as though one of the corners is where they shoot from, and that corner is somewhat random in terms of which way it's facing. Either way, I could provide you with many examples of this from my stream. We've encountered it a hell of a lot while I've been playing. I always try and point out that it shouldn't be working the way it is. And the reason I know it shouldn't be working the way it is because one of the pawns basically cannot shoot the other, but the other one can. And, you know, obviously with the same range weapons. So if you've got a pawn in a place like this, I mean, this is a really obvious example. I've got a bunch of others. If you'd like me to submit them, I'm happy to do that, because this is a bug that, honestly, it's pretty annoying. If you lose a colonist to a single headshot, or, you know, a heart shot or a liver shot, which seems more frequent now that the body hit percentages seem to have changed. It's really frustrating trying to judge combat when you know you think you think your colonists in cover and they're not. For the record, it can work in your favor as well, but honestly, it seems to work against you a lot of the time. Maybe it's just because I notice it more, but it can be mechs, it can be humans. I've seen it work with basically any pawn that can shoot with a ranged attack. But this is a good example. This character here, Oatmeal, I moved her here to break line of sight so that they'd come a bit closer, because obviously her range isn't as long as their range. If she had a sniper rifle, she would not be able to hit this pikeman, because it's clearly out of line of sight. However, as you can see, the pikemen have a hit chance on her. They're well within range, of course. These things will gradually take damage, but they shouldn't be able to even start lining up a shot. They are entirely out of line of sight. The Lancer, I'm actually not sure. Yeah, well, as I say, this is not an uncommon bug. This happens a hell of a lot now, and maybe you have an explanation as to why it's happening to justify it, but with the greatest of respect, it would have to be quite a good one. So, yeah, these two are shooting her, and obviously if she died, I would happily save scum this. Yeah, don't like that term really. It's a single player game. We can do what we want, but, you know, people are judgy. But yeah, they've got the exact same weapon. I'm aware of how the corner peeking works, so I'm not one of those players that sees the projectile and thinks, oh, but the projectile missed, or but she's behind the corner. I know about corner peeking, but the point is, this bug's pretty frequent, and if I just keep the game rolling, I mean, she's going to get a shot sooner or later. And none of these three things should have line of sight to her where she is right now. If she was on that wall, I realize that she would be in line of sight, because the game would consider her to be peeking the corner and be standing there. But right now, she's out of line of sight. Cannot hit target. 21%. Anyway, there you go. As I say, there are many more examples I can give. I realize the combat system is very deep in this game, and it would probably be really annoying to fix it, but oof, if you could, that'd be fantastic. Anyway, thanks.